Ah, yes, it's Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. And oh, Lord, what a gorgeous day. I'm guessing it's probably around 6 o'clock or whatever. And so I decided to come out on the front porch, have a smoke. I have, by the way, happy Thursday and happy St. Patty's Day. St. Patrick's Day. I got some clarification on that from some people. Thank you so much, JD. And JD, we have this BBB own make, and it is a Canadian style pipe. Bowl number 506, made in London, England, and the briar on this is just astonishing. BBB, this is a very, very old pipe. I can't remember if this was the one. I have to look through my Canadian pipes again, but I do have one Canadian style pipe that I actually traced it back with the markings to 1870. I don't know if this is that or not. I can't remember. But it has beautiful briar, and it has some of my RPG 7. RPG number 7. Captain Blood's Revenge, which actually a lot of you folks had a lot of nice things to say. Well, let's light it up. Oh yeah. It's about 66, 67 degrees out, sunny. So for St. Patty's Day, cheers. Yeah, we're drinking a Busch beer. I have some of my plants out here getting some well-needed sunlight after a long, harsh, frozen winter. It's got to be one of the coldest winters I think I've experienced in a long time. Didn't get a good light on that. It's a little breezy. There we go. So I think for the first time of making Crumble Cake, the RPG number 7, Captain Blood's Revenge. And like I was sharing, it's pressed so hard, it's almost like plug, but it's still Crumble Cake. I got a lot of nice comments. Thank you, Gene Bromberg. I think it was Gene that said, not bad for a novice or something like that, which was a compliment. And it was my first time. You know, you watch some of these videos, and I only found one on how to make plug tobacco, and the guy actually made plug using that system. So, for my first experiment with that, I think it turned out good. I'm pleased, but I can see my engineering sort of mind knows what I need to do to take the process to the next level. And I got lucky with this one, I think. One of my subscribers made a comment, I'll buy a whole puck from you for $20. Well, unfortunately, we have what's called the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, so I can't do that. Yeah, so like in the United States, as everyone knows, I'm sure, when you buy any type of tobacco, there's a tax that is on the tobacco. But you can't resell it, because then you become a tobacco reseller. And there's special, I'm sure there's got to be, I haven't researched it, but I'm sure that's not legal. You can't just make your own tobacco and sell it. Well, you could, but the government wants to monitor that along with everything else. So I can't sell it. But what I can do, I can send small gifts. Maybe a bowl's worth or something like that. I can gift my own thing. I mean, you know, I don't think there's any law against that. So I'm going to look down through who said they would love to try some, and I won't forget about you. Welsh Piper 62. How's it going, pal? Welsh Piper 62. I think you've definitely earned some RPG number 7, at least. I have to check, you know, because the government is so into everybody, into everything. Before I send something overseas, I need to check the legality of it, because I don't want to be on the news as some tobacco runner. Or I've actually seen that customs sometimes won't let things into the UK, and vice versa. I did order a couple of things that were shipped from the UK, and then when I went to reorder them, the seller was like, customs isn't letting us do that anymore for some reason. And it's funny, on some of the tobacco tins, it says for sale in the United States of America only. Kind of odd, isn't it? I'm sure someone has an explanation for that. I'm sure I could do the research. So, thank you all for the nice comments. And Mr. J.D. Silver, if you haven't checked J.D. Silver out, you should check out J.D. Silver. He's from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. And he actually, I believe, has his own tobacco shop and pipe shop. So you guys might want to, guys and gals may want to check out J.D. Silver. Yeah. J.D. Silver. You can look him up. I'm subscribed to him. Nice fellow. And he's actually quite a talented singer, accomplished musician. He basically has this thing where he sings the gospel. He'll take Bible verses, and he's an accomplished pianist, and he'll actually take verbatim scripture from the Bible and sing it. And the guy is an unbelievable voice. But if you go to that, you can check all that stuff out. There's links that you can look at his other channels. Real interesting man. I've been emailing him a little bit, kind of texting back and forth. We'll have to see what happens. Kingston actually isn't far, and I believe, I'd have to check with my mom, but I believe my stepfather who adopted us, I believe that his family may have been from Kingston, Ontario, and they are part American Indian. I'll check with my mom. They used to live in the Buffalo area, and then they would go back in the teens, 20s, 30s, and 40s over to Canada, over to the border, and see their family. That was still on the Canadian side. That was my Grandpa Gilson that smoked the pipe. just seems so good to get out of work and the sun is out, it's warm. Just a beautiful day. The sunshine feels so good on my face. I don't like being cooped up all winter. A couple of people said, hey, you ought to go to Florida, or you ought to go to North or South Carolina. Thing is I have 9 grandbabies here and 1 on the way, and yeah, I could go down there, but I've got such a close circle of friends here and family and grandbabies. It'd be nice to maybe go down there. I do have some friends down. I've got friends in Florida. I have friends, and I'm talking friends that I've known for many, many, many years. Some of them are in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. So one could always take a trip down there for a week or two if it gets, next winter gets nasty again and I get cabin fever. This winter was very, very rough on me. Just because having a diesel truck that you have to get up in the middle of the night and start just to keep the motor warm, even though I had the fuel additives in it and plugged in, it was just so cold some nights. It was below 0. And it's a Dodge. That explains a lot. I'm looking at her right now. Yeah, she's been very faithful. But she don't like the cold. She's a cold-blooded beast. You can hear the traffic going by. The road that I live on is, I'm out in the country on about 3 acres, and it's a 40 zone out front, and from where I'm sitting, the road is, well, let's see, I measured this driveway out one time. The edge of the road is 95 feet from where I'm sitting, which would be, what, about 70 meters? No, not 70 meters. It'd be about maybe 30 meters, 28 or 30 meters. It's definitely all of 35 yards. This is so relaxing. Anyways, cheers. Bush. I have 1 bush. 1 bush beer, yeah. 1 bush beer. I love sitting out here in the summertime because where I'm actually sitting, it's a big patio, big front step, and it's probably, I would say it's probably 12 feet long, at least all of 10, and probably about, I'd say 4 feet deep. So in the summertime, it warms up nice. I mean, sometimes you can't even sit on it because it gets so warm it'll burn your fanny. The sun goes from east to west, so up here we get full sun pretty much all day. Big garden plans this year for the backyard. I couldn't believe that. I mean, the price of food here has skyrocketed, as I'm sure it has in most countries. I think a lot of it has to do with the cost of fuel. The other day I paid $5.29 for 1 US gallon of diesel fuel, which 18 months ago was $2.49, $2.59, so it's more than doubled. Fortunately, I only live 9.9 miles from work, but I did the calculations based on the fuel economy I get. It still cost me about $10 a day to get back and forth now, each day. Where it used to cost me about $5 or less. Yeah. Yeah, the buds are already starting to come out on some of the trees. We have a, what do they call it? It's a Russian, what is that tree? A Russian olive tree. And I'll tell you, in the springtime, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's probably about, oh, I would say 35 feet tall, probably about 25 foot wide. Gets beautiful blossoms on it in the spring. Just gorgeous. Very, very nicely sized. And then down either side is probably, well, the pine trees are probably about 45, 50 foot long, so it does protect the property on both sides from a lot of wind. Fortunately, we haven't lost any. Those are probably about, they're over 50 years old. Oh yeah. Do you hear that? There goes two Canadian geese. By the way, geese, like most fowl and waterfowl, mate for life. Ducks mate for life. Geese mate for life. And it's interesting to watch the geese when they fly. They'll fly in a pattern, a triangular pattern, and there's always a leader, and that's the strongest. And then I think sometimes they'll take turns being the leader, and it kind of breaks the wind for the rest of them. You can learn a lot from animals and birds and things like that. We have crows around here. It got so cold. I felt bad for, you know, the birds, so I fed them. So, and basically any roadkill that around here, it was so freezing cold. It was eaten instantly by the wildlife. So I did a little experiment. Really, I didn't see any crows around here, although I know they're around. So the experiment I did when it was like really frigid, like sub-zero weather, I had some bacon, so I cut it up, and then I had some other things. And crows will eat just about anything, and I put that out there, and I made a couple crow calls, and then I sat in right in my kitchen, and I watched, smoked a pipe. Before you knew it, one shows up, and you hear him calling the other crows. Next thing you know, there's 8 or 9 crows around, and then they finally come down and look at what I had offered them. They made pretty short work of that. Crows actually can be your friends. They have a very interesting communication system. I haven't studied it a lot, but I know some of the American Indian tribes, I think the Crows, use their calls, and birds and animals can actually give you warnings of danger. So their hearing is unbelievable. They have really a pretty cool communication network. And they can warn you if something or someone is coming. They know before you do. I mean, they're sitting in a tree, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 feet high with excellent hearing, excellent eyesight. And once they scatter, yeah, so you can learn an awful lot from animals. They say a lot of times before, like a big storm or even before a lightning strike, the animals know it before humans do. Yeah, you can definitely learn a lot from watching animals. Cheers. Anyways, so this is Thursday. Yeah. And my good friend Welsh Piper 62 did remind me, I haven't actually watched the video back, but apparently on 2 for Tuesday I called it Thirsty Thursday. He's like, Paul, don't you know what day it is? You put a video out for 2 for Tuesday and called it Thirsty Thursday. And it's a little embarrassing, you know. I just told him one day fades into the next sometimes. But I did get my schedule back down, so I do have every Saturday off and every Sunday off. So that took me from 55 hours a week to 50 hours a week. And then I did talk to my supervisor yesterday, and he said that our team is doing such a good job. They would like to back our hours down to 45 hours per week, so that would be 5 9-hour days, which, yeah, you know what, the money's good, but what's the price on your sanity? I mean, geez, I was so burned out. It'd be nice getting out, you know, going in at 6:30 and getting out at 4 for the summer. You know, there's other things you can do. I mean, money isn't everything. You know, I'll still be okay. I do all right. You know, I looked at what the overtime cost per year going from 55 to 45 hours a week and was like, but if I'm all burned out and I'm not enjoying life, I'm really no good to myself and I'm no good to anybody. So it's only money. I mean, I've worked myself to, I've worked very hard all my life, raising all them kids and so forth. And now it's time to kick back, relax, enjoy some grandbabies, enjoy my kids, enjoy my gardening, garage sales, and enjoy Callie, the killer calico cat, who's inside in heat for the second time. So she has an appointment on Saturday, March 26th to get her shots. And then we're going to make an appointment to get her skirt shortened, which is what my mother calls spading a cat. Yeah, get it. So, yeah. And then she'll probably still be an indoor cat, but because she's an escape artist, she may get out. I think I'm going to get a little leash for her and a little collar. She probably won't like that, but I'll take her for walks around the yard. Being so young, the last thing I would want to do is lose her to the road, because the cats don't know what cars and stuff are. They're smart animals, but they don't know that, well, you get the point. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening. I hope you enjoyed Thirsty Thursday. Actually, Mr. Welsh Piper, it is 2 for Tuesday. God bless you all. Yeah. And JD, This weekend I'm going to be working on some projects that we discussed, and and we'll see what the Lord comes up with. Yeah. I'm Paul the Pipe Guy, feeling great outside in the outskirts of Rochester, New York. God bless everyone, and have a great evening. And on St. Patty's Day, don't drink too much green beer. And definitely don't drive. Over and out. Happy pipe smoking, pipe smokers.